Alright, here's page one for your reading. Actually, if you pay attention to it, it's not actually 89 through 93. It's just 91 through 93. But the first thing on this page, I guess probably realistically the most important thing on this page is where it's talking about demand and actually what demand is. And it's just really like right here. Okay, so it's just our desire and our ability, right, and our willingness to actually pay something. So in other words, we've got to be able to buy it. In other words, we've got to have the money for it. And we also have to be willing to buy it, right? So we actually have to want whatever the product is. All right, flipping over, next page. All right, so if you look at this page right here, it's first of all, it's talking about a market economy right here, and we should understand that. We should know that honestly by now, that this is like people and producers like actually getting together, and we're deciding what the products are going to be, what products are going to be made. We're deciding it because we're the ones that buy it. So that's ultimately how we make decisions about how things are going to be done, is because we're the ones who buy it. So a lot of companies pay attention to demand. They pay attention to what kind of stuff that we want, and that's how they decide what we're going to make. If there's no demand for something, well, then they're not going to make it. If there's a lot of demand for it, well, then they're going to make it. If you look down here at the bottom of the page, this is a demand schedule, and all this is, just like we talked about in class, it's just a a graph that shows the law of demand. It's something that shows us, if you look right through here, that whenever the price of something goes up, right, we want less of it. When the price of something drops, like it is down here, we're going to want a lot more of it, and that should make sense. That's something that, like I said, you've done your whole life. Like if the price of cell phone data dropped down to $1 a gig, well then everybody in our class will probably buy 30 or 40 gigs of data. And at the same time, if the price of data goes up to $30, well, we're not going to buy it anymore. All right. Looking over, this is your last page, right? All right. If we look at right here where it's talking about an individual demand curve, well, that's just your particular demand curve, your demand curve personally, right? And what are you going to be willing to buy? What do you want to buy at all prices, right? So, I mean, you think about the book's got an old example of CDs. I think cell phone data would be better, right? So if cell phone data costs $1 a gig, how many would you buy? And just kind of think about that to yourself. The same side, if cell phone data cost $30 a gig, how many gigs would you buy every month? You may actually be doing without a cell phone in that case. But either way, your demand curve for you shows you how much you're willing to buy at any price. And then the law of demand right here over on the side, it tells us that price and quantity are inversely related. Or another way to think about that is that they go in opposite directions. So if price is going up, quantity is going down. And again, that kind of goes right back to what we were talking about with cell phone data a minute ago, right? If the price of it goes up, well, guess what? We're going to buy a lot less of it. If the price of it goes down, we're going to buy a whole lot more of it. And with that, that's the end of it.